So much to do. All right, doing things a little bit differently today. I'm sharing through my Poe page. So if you're on any, well, you're not on there yet. So let me go ahead and share. Let me write something. Comments will only show if you watch through the, how about my Poe only. There we go. No, I don't want offers. Hello, howdy, welcome. I'm doing my usual prep, sharing, that sort of thing. Good. Only show if you are. Spelling through Poe's page. All right, post. And I'm gonna do some hopping around here. Nobody here yet, so I'm talking to myself. I do that a lot. Let me hop over there. Sharing a couple of places. I need to edit because I said Poe page, but it's Poe's. So need to go to Poe's page. If you want your comments to show, need to be Poe's page. Uh-oh. That cut it out entirely. All right, David Nash, no problem, I understand. All right, hold on. Complications. Today is rather unusual, so let me delete. And try share again. Share to page. Paste. All right. Make sure it worked. Time keeps ticking away, ticking away. I don't remember who sang that. Where am I going? All right, that's up and about. Good. So it's not going to worry about that. I got things. What's the link to Poe page? I gotcha. So many windows open and so little time. What to do? You what is it? Oh yeah, Facebook. Luckily, I hopped over there to check it. Let me go ahead and get that link. Copy. Wow. Paste. Good point, good point. Oh, let's see if I can do it in time. Oh, if I edit it, it's going to be a thing. So, breathing is nice. We like to breathe. Woohoo! We got the karma. Thank you. I can see, yes. All right, we have a few seconds more. We have a couple other people lurking in the corners. Ooh. Today we have special guest Melanie. She is brilliant. She is multi-talented. She is beautiful. She does makeup better than I can ever dream. And She'll be with us in just a moment. As soon as the timer is done and I pay attention to the freaking timer. If you're watching on anything other than Poe's page, I will not be able to see your comments. Please know that. But if you're on Poe's page, no problem. And there is the timer. And here is the Zan. Hello, my name is Suzanne, also known as Zan. It is also Poe Tess. You can call me Poe. Welcome to the Poe Show. All right. So today, as I said, we have the wonderful, multi-talented Melanie. Let me go ahead and bring her in. Maybe it's an interview, maybe it's a chat, whatever it may be. Hello, Melanie.
Well, hello, everybody.
Hi.
And
Yay.
how's everybody doing?
Let's see. Karma says, so excited for Mel. Yay. Hello,
Yep,
Katie.
and
You made it.
I'm gonna turn my camera on here as soon as I get done. I'm sharing out to all the groups and pages and everything, and it takes me a while because I actually have a lot of pages.
I believe it.
So that's what I'm doing right now, and you guys will get to see me. I mean, I just got to put my makeup on, so I can't let that go to waste.
I didn't even have time for the makeup. I took my friend because her dog was having a situation, so I took her to the vet. And you guys know I don't go outside, much less drive. And that was after I was making soaps. So making soaps and candles, you name it. Karma says hi. Are you able to see the comments, Mel?
Let me go take a look.
Sure.
Yes, I see Karma. Yes, I see it. Hi, Karma.
Awesome. Yeah, Karma is awesome. She's in California. She has had a heck of a life. She also has special skills, and she does obsessions like you and I do, Mel. So she knows a lot about a lot.
Excellent.
So Mel, can you tell us which pages you're involved with?
Now my main business page, which is basically the umbrella to everything, is Mystical Ink Vibrations. Just a regular spelling of Mystical Ink Vibrations. And for Mystical Ink Vibrations, there's my astrological like tutor and mentoring page. And I've had that one longer than the other one. That one is Water Barrier Inks Age of Aquarius.
Mm-hmm.
And on there is a button. If you go in there and you click it, it actually takes you to my Akashic Astrology study group that I have for learners and beginners and for my apprentices. And then I also have I have a lot of pages. I just jump started a new one with my new tarot business of designing, and that one's Tantalizing Tarot.
Oh wow!
And also there's Electrical Essence. Now Electrical Essence, that's my host DJ name for my talk show, my podcast show, and for my YouTube channel. So Electrical Essence, and then there's spiritually inclined, and spiritually inclined, that is me and Breeze. We have a website and a page, and that's where we do a lot of the spiritual mystical teaching and mentoring, educational stuff. And Divine Soul Group is my group. Also Beginners Tarot 101. I co-own that with a couple other people. It's a deviation group for all ranges from beginners to advanced, free and paid readings. And I also I have to do a shout out, of course, to Jules' group, which is Soulfully Integrated, and to Rose Kinney's group, which is Crystal Rose Reading Group, and as well as Wands, which is the Divine Family Reading Group, which is also an amazing group. So, and then to Purple Nymph's personal group, her group as well, for the Purple Nymph, which is Rebecca.
Awesome.
So those are the groups that I represent. Both those and Dawn's intuitive readings too. Shout out to Dawn.
Awesome. Yeah, she has tentacles everywhere, totally connected, excellent at networking, and they're just such a tight group. So it's cool. Hello, Amanda Michelle. Welcome.
Hey, man, Michelle. Amanda Michelle's amazing.
My questions, they're on the phone. The phone said, no, come back. I have the whole money-making thing of, oh, we'll be on your starter screen. So you just got to flip to get into it. My friend just started tarot. That's awesome. Hi. All right. So you are you are still sharing, yeah?
Yep, I'm still sharing. I got a lot of groups.
Wow, yeah. So that means you are into tarot, astrology, numerology, just a wide variety of, how would you describe them in a word or two or a phrase?
Describe all of them or just one, each one?
Would it be like metaphysical or
Yes,
just as a
yes, metaphysical.
nice? Ah, Meta Michelle, thank you. Yeah, see, usually I share on another page, but today was kind of a little bit different, having some tech issues, so I'm sharing on Poe's page, and people don't know about it. So I'm like, hi, where is everybody? All right. While she does that, let's see. Mel and I have been friends for a few months. We're trying to find a way to actually get to meet and visit. It would be fabulous. When we talk on the phone, it's just, oh, we do not shut up. You are, oh, I never remember. I want to say a Dakota. What state?
South Dakota.
Yes. Okay, I was right. Good. It's so strange having people from all over the nation because I can't quite remember. I learned about Draconis and Jack and some of the others. I remember about Karma. On Thursday, I'm going to be talking with Joe. He is a British guy living in Peru, South America. So I guess I kind of have connections too. Oregon. Nice. I've never been there. Beautiful nature. Amanda
Yeah,
Michelle.
Oregon's supposed to be gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous there.
Uh,
Didn't even
Amanda
Black Hills
Michelle.
look like crap.
Yeah. She says Mel's amazing. And yes. Ah, Mystic. Fantastic. See, I am what some people call a muggle. If I
But she's
have
not.
any skills I have are primarily empathy related, slightly empathic. I do, if I do any magic, it's like sympathetic magic. And I'm becoming a little bit of a, and I use this term loosely in my case, a kitchen witch. So I'm learning, just starting to do candles and soaps and different kinds of water. My flower water that I did the other day didn't turn out so well. I watched lots of YouTube videos on it, so I'm learning. Hello, Annette Donnelly. Hello, hello.
Hey, Annette. Hey, Katie.
I'm just filling in time while Mel shares with the various groups. Uh, let's see. I am in Terre Haute, Indiana. There's nothing beautiful about this. Let's see. There's farmlands and cows and bloodthirsty waterfowl. Low cost of living, so that's pretty good. Doesn't make you a muggle. I tell people that empathy, abilities, likes, foundation, spiritual. Yeah, yeah. I totally get like putting intention into everything I do. So that's a big thing. And with my degree in psychology and obsession with psychology and such, it is very, very helpful. Katie says, I've been working on artwork for my personalized deck of tarot cards. Mel is making awesome. Main
Yes,
theme
and
is,
Katie is good. Katie can work a camera like very
yeah.
well, like really good. I'm very impressed.
Oh, that's
So I also
awesome.
do photography.
I'm learning. I haven't studied it all, but a little bit. That they are not powerful abilities. Yeah. Well, I am still deciding. I'm very open to various aspects of spirituality, the metaphysics, and I'm totally cool with other people being thoroughly into it, and I'm happy to learn from them. Uh, but I'm a simple person, and I don't usually talk about myself this much. Yeah, awesome. So now that Katie and I are friends, I accepted the friend request. I got to check out her page, see if she's got some photography on there. I have some, but I'm not trying yet. I have moments of trying. I could probably post some of those. But Amanda says being empathic is like, I'm sorry, these are progressive, so I'm getting used to them. Like first level, but it's still very powerful. If you can observe people's feelings and ailments, you can diagnose and heal them. Yeah, make people feel things if you wanted. Yeah, I'm working on that, but it tends to be long distance. So it's a little bit strange. I have visited Colorado, which it's a nice place, but it was always overcast. So I didn't get to see the mountains. You go to Colorado and don't see the mountains? Why did you go? Well, things are legal there that are not legal here in Indiana, but there's that. But yeah, if you're walking into a tense situation and you have the empathic skills, you can bring that level down. Or if you're in a very boring situation, maybe you can help lift it up. All right. Hey, Alex! Every time I see anything related to Dow, dude, I'm all over them. Oh, you would love that. And I look around the office and I'm like, I forgot to send him that. I forgot to send him that. All right, awesome. Oh, one moment. I have, ooh, there's going to be stuff. I got to look at stuff after the show.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's for a little bit later in the show. So yeah, I'm sending her goodies.
You're for me. Ah, fantastic. Can you hear the ding? I never know if you can hear the ding on the show. Manny
No, I can
Michelle.
hear you.
Good. Best way you can develop and control in psychic ability is to use them. Yeah. Um, and when studying that sort of thing, actually, when studying anything from learning how to make these little crafts that I do to abilities to tarot numerology, the biggest thing is there's so much information available to you, especially online, but discernment, discernment, discernment. Huge on discernment, my favorite word. Let's see. Not see Yixing poem on my feed. No, Yixing. I haven't been on, oddly enough, I haven't been on Facebook that much. I have been sidetracked with the little crafts and figuring out finding ways to make money online and through little apps and things. And oh my God, there are so many opportunities, but there's so much junk out there. Scams. Just keep playing the game so we can keep showing you ads so we can pay you pennies that you may or may never see. Mm-mm. So I think I need to take a break from that and get back in touch with people. Yes. All right. Mel, are you ready to
All
be
right. Yep,
questioned?
yep. I like 30 seconds, and then I'm gonna turn my camera on. I just almost got it. Let's see here. I'm working a phone and my desktop. Let's see. Um,
Always multitasking. I just hope you're
there we
not
go.
simultaneously getting downloads.
So there we go. And it says rendering. That's weird. Okay.
He's
And
giving me homework, folks. Once the
and
show's over, I
it's for
gotta
the
work
it's
on
for the
that.
show. If you want to, I don't know if you know how to upload pictures. Oh yeah, you know how to upload pictures.
Oh yeah,
Duh.
I
And
gotcha.
um,
Hot pack. Oh, respond, you wonderful machine. All right, but let's see.
okay. So
Uh-huh,
and let's see here. One more good one.
sure.
I was debating on throwing up my. Well, maybe I won't do the juicy ones. It's not a late night cup, so I'll be good.
No, and there is a bit of a delay on the feed. Okay, there's a lot of a delay on the feed. I don't know why. I think it's just, are you sure you want to post to post page? So let's see. I have Dallas Alder lit. It is lit. Noise, probably in more ways than one. Awesome. Um, I restarted my show. I did this show months ago. It's often in a lesson format. Uh, Lesson in the sense of sharing information, everything from ASMR, uh, meditation, self hypnosis, the different forms of intelligence through Gardner. Uh, man, just we covered a lot back in the day. Now I'm leaning a little bit more towards interview. I'll interview my friend Joe on Thursday. I'm going to interview a friend of mine that works for Terry Fader in Vegas, probably in about a month or so. So wonderful, fascinating people, including Melanie. And I have the questions ready and waiting.
Okay. All right. So I shared some stuff in Messenger.
Yes.
And I just had let me close that. Um, to a group. I got one more. The
Oh, sure.
Mystical Illuminations group. I had almost forgotten. Let's see here.
Gotcha. In the
There we go.
meantime, I can show. Yeah, good. I was going to show you. I could say, show you the things you can do. If you're bored, you can make candles. This is my cookie crumble candle. Uh, this is little person candle. I didn't even think, why would someone burn a person? So this is just either a fun little decoration or voodoo, voodoo, voodoo. Not that I'm encouraging that, but just some fun. And I have this, which doesn't show well. I'm going to try to color it. Little tiny skull. Little soap. All right. So while I get those pictures, Mel, please
And you don't have to show
describe.
all of them. Just pick the ones that you like out of, I share some. I turn my other phone on, just going crazy. Some templates and then some examples of what I do.
Awesome.
And here's all messy. Oh, Miss
Uh,
Pam.
I know, mine too. I probably should have shaved first. Look at that. This is the kiwi phase. Anyone who shaved your head before, tell me if I'm right. There's the bowling ball. I love the bowling ball. It's nice and smooth. Then there's the Velcro. You try to sleep and you're stuck to everything. There's kiwi when it's kind of and there is peach fuzz. Nice soft peach fuzz.
No piece of this is gonna drive me. This drives me insane. Okay,
Ah, it's
I'm just gonna leave
cute.
it all. I'm just gonna leave it all. I'm just gonna leave it all crazy. Just
Yeah,
leave
that's
it.
fun. It's a little bit pixelated.
Um, Probably because I was
Not
moving
better.
around so much.
Yeah, it's probably catching up with you. The kiwi fit.
I know. I move at 10G.
No worries. My half sister, my half sister Emily is here. She does tarot also in Lafayette. The lucky such and such lives in Lafayette. It's a great town, one of the best towns here in Indiana.
That's
Emily,
one of my
this is my
favorite
friend.
names.
Yeah, Marquis de Lafayette. Girl, do not get me started on Hamilton. You won't get a chance to talk. So I'll shut up. After I say, so describe yourself for those who do not know, please.
Well, my name is Melanie Renee, which is French. Um, I am an astrologer, numerologist, and a metaphysical practitioner, which means I do other things in the metaphysics, I guess, of um, not only just with study and research, but also deviation as well as psychic readings and guidance. And let's see here. And I do life coaching, mentoring. I teach astrology. I actually have apprentices, and I have like even for beginners and even people that that know advanced. Um, let's see. I'm an Aquarius with a Cancer moon, Cancer rising, because you're more than just your sun sign. My life path number is 3, and which 3 is the number for Jupiter. It's also the child. Where 6 would be the mother, and 9 would be like the father. 1 would be the independent, 2 would be the partnership, 4 would be the stable one, 7 would be the spiritual one, 8 would be the working, the one, the career work and money and control one, and 9 would be not just a father, but at its highest peak and has done everything. Um, let's see here. I've been doing astrology. I started learning astrology when I was a kid. Then numerology just soon followed, not just like right after. I've been studying metaphysics and things of the occult. I'm a conspiracy theorist since I was a child. My mom has an Aquarian moon. I was born on my dad's birthday. He's an Aquarius, so my parents were very open for me to be very, I was different, like I'm like the black sheep, know-it-all, oddball, all rolled into one. I'm the youngest of 5 kids. My mom's originally from the South. My dad is from Detroit. My mom claims Chicago, though, but she's from Louisiana. I'm a mother of 2, and I'm from South Dakota, born and raised in the Black Hills. So I grew up out here, small town or small city. It's not really a town, city, 60, 70,000 people. I double majored in psychology and sociology. I originally had went in for occupational therapy. Before that, I was going to go in to be an OB doctor. Yes, I wanted to look at it.
Oh, wow.
I had to throw that there. Let's see here. I live on the opposite side of the state. I live over by, and I'm in that little nook there of South Dakota. It's like that little piece that hangs down, like I won't say what I usually say, but I'm like right there, right by Minnesota, Iowa, and Nebraska. I'm like 2 hours north of Omaha, hour south of Sioux Falls.
Ooh, wow.
Let's see here. Let's So I have a YouTube channel, I have a podcast, I do a lot of lives. I do lives with a couple of ladies, and they're awesome. Sacred Dragon and Purple Nymphs page. I had the beginners tarot. I spoke of beginners tarot and my other pages in the beginning. I do a little bit of everything. I design, I write. I did my first astrology book when I was 23. I'm working on my second one. What else is there? I've been doing broadcasting, motivational speaking, and also discussing astrology, like on the show and stuff since 2017. My favorite color is baby pink and black. I like the Vikings, and my most favorite thing in the world to do is laugh. I love comedy.
That's awesome. That is a lot. See, this is why I had to interview her, had to have her on here because there's just so much. With this show, you are always welcome to ask questions, any sort of questions. I have some, of course. Let me see. Emily says, hello, nice to meet you, Mel. Let me
Nice to meet you too.
see. Yeah.
And I've got
Uh,
my cards out too. I'm feeling really good today.
Emily says something about I'm 4 and definitely do not embody it. Huh.
You're a 4. Now, Emily, are you in a relationship? Are you a Scorpio? Is what I should ask, because it seems like a lot of Scorpios are 4s.
Hmm.
And a lot of Scorpios that are 4s, they there's always something with relationships, because 4 breaks down to a 2, but it's like it's the stabilization of the 2 together. So 4s are supposed to be really stable. They usually get really good jobs. Usually can make pretty good money. They're usually 4s can be very family oriented, very goal oriented. It's a number that is actually ruled by Uranus. But a lot of times with their personal relationships, like their love relationships, it's kind of like one of those numbers.
Hmm. Emily says Aries.
Oh, you're an Aries. So yeah, definitely with the relationships because you're a fire sign. So yeah, I don't take no shit.
I can see that.
It's good. I like Aries. I love Aries. Aries is the one fire sign that's not always on my shit list. I think they've only maybe been
Nice.
on there like twice, but the other 2 are always on there.
Aw. I
I like
know
Aries
a
though.
good I know a good deal of not enough. I need to learn more about Emily's life. I will not share unless she shares in the comments. But yeah, very unique relationships. Um, she's also into the tarot. So, oh, we have Annette Donnelly. Hello. Says Melanie's amazing. Like the
Stop.
Ever Ready Bunny. I know, Ever Ready Bunny on steroids. That energy's
Red Bull.
Uh,
I drink Red Bull today. I had to.
oh wow. She teaches
And a
so
little bit of
much without you even realizing that you're learning. I know. So, we were friends, and I came to you for a reading, one simple reading of the chart, and we were on the phone for the next 2 hours. And now, if I could remember it, I know all of this about tarot, astrology, numerology. She combines all of it with psychology. It's incredible. 117 in Phoenix. Wow.
oh God,
Okay,
you guys
maybe
can
I don't
keep
visit.
that.
Yeah, maybe I don't visit. Maybe not. No. Ah, let's
I
see.
got
When
family
do
down there.
I've never been. I don't have family there.
Not yet. I'm supposed to go. I'm supposed to go.
Oh,
Got a
that'd
lot
be
of friends down
cool.
there too.
Ah. When you were younger, what did you want to do? Did you ever imagine doing this?
Well, actually, I've always wanted ever since I was a kid. I always wanted to teach astrology. I just always wanted to teach it. I always thought that they should have had it as a selective for in college or high school. So that's something at a very young age that I knew I always wanted to do. So the 2 things I always wanted to do was be an astrologer and a doctor. So it ended up going from wanting to be a medical doctor to doctor of the mind. So so I
Mhm.
majored in sociology and psychology. And psychology is amazing. Actually, astrology with psychology is actually that's how I got into psychology because I got into the psychological archetypes and the psychological breakdowns of the zodiac signs when I was first researching them, even as a child. Like I knew that there was a correlation there, and so I've always wanted to teach it. And so going from being a doctor of the mind or doctor of the body to the mind, I thought, you know what, took me a while to kind of pin it down, but I was like, there's got to be a way for me to be able to incorporate astrology in to my work, because at the time it was still very taboo, wasn't very, it's not like how it is now where it's just all over the place. It was still, people were still kind of, yeah, about it, and religious stuff. And, it was very, it was, what's another word for taboo? It's very, had a lot of stigma on it, a lot of not good stigma on it, just like with tarot cards.
Yeah.
So so then, like, after school and everything, after college, I thought, you know what, I can still be a doctor, especially with me getting into doing tarot and deciding to quit my job and start my own astrological business. But you know
Oh
what?
yeah.
It's like I could always be a witch doctor, because
Hmm.
there's the energy with learning with Reiki and herbals and essential oils and crystals. It's like, so yeah, so it'd be like a new age witch doctor, a holistic doctor. A witch
Now
doctor
you're
just sounds
speaking my
more fun.
language. Yeah. It's like oils, and
So
I know these things.
yes,
That's
natural
awesome.
natural herbal things that come from us and the earth to heal us.
Yeah. And something about the relation between, because I don't know Reiki, I don't know much about it. So Reiki and empathy.
Now Reiki is energy, is like
Reiki.
energy healing.
Ah,
So it's like taking the person's energy and helping them, well, with pain or to reset or to realign the chakras. It's all energy work, like how
I
like it would
got
do
you.
with like with crystals
Yeah.
or a good
Hmm.
massage.
Mm.
And I'm a firm believer. I believe in frequency healing as well as vibrational with music, sexual healing. Vocal communication is a form of healing. There's healing in food, just like regular food that you eat. That's
Oh
one
yeah.
of the things, like speaking over your food or like prayer that supposed to actually go into like for of things to the food and to give it like that higher vibrational elements to it. So when you put it into your body, um, there's just so many different ways to heal. Meditation, laughing is another form of healing. Even just acceptance and raising your vibration is a way of healing as well. Changing your diet, change your mind.
Die with the T. Oh, yeah. But yeah, the acceptance is a big thing. Two of the most important lessons I learned from my friend Autumn were when you're having a problem, do not compare it to others. Don't say, everyone has it so much worse than I do, because that negates what you're experiencing. Never negate your own experience. And two, manage expectations. Our biggest upsets
Yes.
tend to be due to expectations that we think are realistic by our understanding of our reality. We need to take into account the reality experienced by others. Yeah.
Thank you, Alexander. He explained it. I was going to say yes. Reiki uses universal energy to help promote the self healing. So yes, universal energy as well as that person's energy and everything for healing. Yes. So,
Awesome.
but
Kermit
somebody,
says,
somebody that explained it better than me.
ah, yeah, he's good at explaining a lot. The two of them, oh my God. If you want to, you can go in to look at some of the old Poe shows. I interviewed Alex twice, and
Alex is amazing.
so much information. Yeah.
You know what I like
Carmen,
the most about with Alex, with practicing something new or learning something new, he puts himself fully indulged into it. So he's
mm,
like, so he hands on learns. So like, especially with like different cultural practices, different cultural learnings and studies and way of life, he
mm,
literally puts himself into it. So when he learns something, it's not something that he just learned to read. He actually like physically, mentally, spiritually went through the learnings of it and taking it on, basically taking the whole wardrobe of it, putting it on, you know. Everybody needs to start catching up because he's too far ahead right now.
I know, and he reads so fast. He said, "Oh yeah, I did these 5 books, and you sent me 2 books. I'm already done with those. Forget it."
He's a double
And,
Aquarian, smart ass.
hi,
He's a
Raymond.
shell.
Welcome. Ah, so Raymond says hello to you. That is Casanao. I hope I say that correctly. Awesome. Let's see. What you already covered it. What classes you like? Your specialties. Your specialties are reflected in the pages that you manage. Yeah.
um yeah, specialties are my expertise. Life coaching and mentoring. I also like to call myself like a personal advocate, which is, like an advisor, but it's a little bit different. um but I do consider myself also an astrological advisor. But when it comes to my
Yeah.
specialty, like specialty, astrology definitely first and foremost, numerology, tarot, and then I've been doing the digital designing here. Got real heavy into it a couple years ago, and tarot. I'm very passionate about tarot. And I saw the comments about, yes, the stigma on it. Don't be scared, because it's, you know what tarot cards are, which people don't realize. They're just astrological. They're just astrologically broke down into a card form because every single card is of an astrological essence. It's like like this is Pluto. It has all the planets, it has all the signs, it even has, and then the lower arcana cards have the sign with the planets correlated in together. So they're just astrological in card form.
There's
And so is
another thing.
numerology. Numerology is also astrologically broken down into a numeric form.
Here's the thing. I saw a video. Now, I don't know if this is true. I can look it up. I should do more research. But talking about numerology is in the Bible, all over the Bible. There's also tarot cards early on were used by Christians, religious people, as kind of another way of focusing their energy in prayer. So it's
Yep.
not any anti anything. It can actually be worked into your own belief system.
Yep. And the thing, I think a lot of that was, it was like they didn't want stuff like this going into the wrong hands or being misused or manipulated in form of a way, which then kind of just evolved into like, don't do it, don't touch it, to a control thing. You know how as a child they tell you don't do something, but you do it anyways. You do that with information. You do that with stuff that you learn. Just like when you're in high school and you're not supposed to drink or do this or have sex, and what do? You go drink and you have sex and you do everything. Same thing goes with your spiritual practice. Anything that you've been told that you've been condemned of doing or learning or studying when it comes to anything of the occult, because occult just means hidden. That's all it means. Occult just means hidden. So anything of the metaphysics that you've been told it's bad, stay away from. Even if it's the Satanic Bible, even if it's something dark, still learn it, study it, understand it, because that cures your ignorance. Because that's the thing, we are so ignorant when we come down here and we're living this life, and then we get all these programming from everybody. Don't do this and do that, and do this. Well, you have to break the mold. You have to break the ground. You have to break the rules, and you have to learn. You got to educate yourself and fight the ignorance, and that even goes with things that you might be scared of. Just go for it.
Oh, yeah. A few comments on that. Karma turned me on to After School with a K program on YouTube, and it talks about your potential and deprogramming yourself. And I always like to bring the spiritualities together. So what was it? Judge not lest ye be judged by the same measure. So learn about these different things. St. Paul said, and I'm kind of a Gnostic, Christian, pagan kind of person. St. Paul said, be all things to all men. In your witnessing, how are you supposed to witness to somebody if you don't know where the hell they're coming from? So learn about these things. Remember discernment. You can read something, you can understand it. It doesn't mean you're taking it within yourself. It's discernment and understanding yourself enough to know what does and doesn't work for you.
Right. And a lot of people are so quick to close their mind and to close their just everything off, just to and even if somebody's sharing something with you or telling you something that you may not believe in or agree with or you don't understand, a lot of times just active listening skills, turn that on, open it up, and then just take it on, because there might be some piece of hidden jewel information in there, even though it may not be your topic of discussion. But it's always good, and it's also respectful, not only just for you but also for your soul and for your own spiritual understanding and elevation, to just be open to information, be open to all information, because not everybody knows everything, and we're trying to. That's the whole purpose.
Oh, exactly.
Part of the purpose.
Oh, yeah. Kelly says, deprogram to pre-program. I like that expression. Very nice. Alex says he's read 5 other 900-page books. Dude. Tarot is a book of life 20. Oh, yeah, I remember we discussed this. 22 major arcana correlates to archetypes, and the 52 pips the various aspects of life.
Alexander is definitely a tarot grandmaster daddy. Like he knows his shit, and he's good. He gives me a run for my money, and I've been reading tarot for over 20 years.
Yeah.
And they learn astrology a little bit too fast for my liking too. He needs to just slow down. We'll take a nap, take a siesta.
I know. I do apologize that I did lose touch with Alex. I've been all wrapped up in my own stuff because, I do and do not have a life at the same time. But one caveat, one disclaimer I will give is beware asking Mel and Alex a question. If you express interest in something, they are off to the races. They know their stuff. They will, I can't even begin to tell you. If I got to write this, I can't write it down fast enough. I got to record it. So they're brilliant.
That's why I do the voice clip, so you can go back and listen to it again.
Yes, bless you for that. My goodness. I know too much. I know too much, Mel.
He does. And so, okay, yeah, I know you had some more questions for me. What do you have?
Now, so you combine numerology, tarot, and astrology. Do you have a favorite? I think you said astrology?
Astrology is my favorite. Astrology and tarot, but tarot is astrology to me. So the tarot and astrology, and of course numerology. So, um, but that's definitely my. I mean, astrology is my first language. Like literally, I eat, sleep, shit. Astrology have for my whole life. So
Yeah, in your memory is incredible.
and I'm a teacher, but I'm still always a student. I mean, I can
Yes.
live a couple lifetimes and still not know everything astrological.
Oh, yeah. And your memory is incredible. I mentioned someone, she's like, okay, when were they born? Even before we talk about that person. Oh, okay, I know them. Yeah, I can tell you everything. Um,
I
and I
memorize
do
people's
know.
charts too. I probably got a good
Yeah.
over good. I'd say I'd over 100 charts probably that I can that I've memorized off my head, like the people's planet placement. Some people's more so than others. But if I'm with like if I get a new chart and I'm around that person a lot, or even if they're like learn little bits, I will memorize the chart. And if it's a really good chart,
Mhm.
you get to kind of go in and kind of peep around in, I'll remember, especially if they have any unique placements.
Yeah, you remember mine and you remembered Cassandra. She loves you to bits. Oh my goodness. She doesn't believe in any of this stuff, but she lets it go. She lets me continue if I have one of my obsessions. But she just loves that. And you remember, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Mm, mm.
That's the one thing that I've always had a photographic memory. I can remember stuff that I've read years ago an astrological book. It just always been able to remember it. I used to be like that with math because I was like top three in college when it came to math. But then
Wow,
when I got more into writing, it seems like writing kind of kicked it over a little bit. But yeah, the only thing I can like remember word for word is this astrological stuff.
that's
Suddenly
awesome.
forget my name and my address and all that.
I know.
I'm gonna run out of space.
Yeah, and it's incredible because you have the downloads. Downloads being kind of what would you say, a spiritual gift of information, maybe when
Yeah,
least expected?
being in the ethers of information. Yeah, channeling.
Yeah, that's incredible. This goes with one of the questions. Alex says, last night I got to see a red crescent moon with a red halo. What is the significance there, and what's going on these days with the moon and astrology, generally speaking?
Well, with the moon and astrology, well, right now the moon. Oh, the moon should be. Let's see where the moon's at real quick. Well, right now, the south node, which they are the nodes of the moon, they are mathematical points calculated from off of our moon. That's where the eclipses happen. Our lunar and solar eclipses happen off of those nodes. We have the north node is in Gemini, the south node is in Sagittarius. So anytime we're in eclipse season, anytime we have eclipses, those are the zodiac signs that they're in, and that's the influence. And so wherever you have that in your chart, or if you are that sign, you definitely will be getting hit with the energies. The moon, the moon's in. Are you sick? Damn it, the moon's in Leo.
Okay, what does that mean?
26 degrees Leo. Yep, the moon's in Leo. So that's interesting. Very interesting. So so right now with the moon, that's what we got going on with the transit. So it's got that south node in Sagittarius, and south node is past lives. North node is the
Ah,
life direction that the soul wants to go. So the north node is where your soul's trying to go to because it's never been there. South node is where it's already been, has all the storage of all your past lives, everything in it, and you're trying to connect the dragon. It's the dragon eats its own tail. That's the nodes.
okay.
Basically, and then split in half, and that's your whole life quest is trying to reconnect the dragon, the head and tail of the dragon, the Rahu Ketu. So with the nose being in those axes, Gemini is about communication. It's about communication, short distance traveling, electronics. It is an air sign. It's ruled by Mercury. Mercury's retrograde right now in the sign of Gemini. Gemini is about there's a light and the dark aspects of things because they're very good at seeing into both sides. They, it's like two people and it's literally two people, not really two souls, but two personalities, two things into one. But then each one has its own, so it's really four people. But Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Sagittarius is spirituality. It is long distance travel. It is being that self being that self-made guru of learning through spiritual learning, interacting with people, teaching, um, being very proactive and higher learning and higher understanding of things. It's also abundance. It's also linked to your spouse. Your spouse is also your mentor or your father figures that who were not your actual father. Um, and Sagittarius is the centaur. It's half man, half horse, and so it's like that. from that beast into man, because afterwards, it goes beast and then it goes into Aquarius, which is the man. So Sagittarius is with the centaur. Centaurs were what? Warriors and healers. They were always at war, and they're healers because they lived out in the woods. And so whenever even like hunters and all that would come out there and get hurt, they'd take them in, they'd heal them and send them on their way. So always remember that Sagittarius is they're healers and hunters. They will hunt your ass down, and they are healers. If you've noticed, a lot of Sagittarius and Tauruses, and some Scorpios, they're Virgos. They're always in some type of health profession. Something where they're caring for others or healing others. If you notice, it was or teaching. Sagittarius is too. So a lot of them are nurses, doctors, are in some type of, like I said, health thing, or teaching. They are, they're also that Sagittarius is also linked in with prophets, because that house, the ninth house is the house. Ninth house would be the mind of God, where fifth house Leo would be the heart of God, and then first house Aries would be the spark of God. So Sagittarius, they're very, I love Sagittarius. They're very fiery. They're a different kind of fire than Leo and Aries. Like Aries would be that spark when shit starts on fire. Leo fire is that stabilized, that same energy, same level, same temperature. And then Sagittarius fire is a fire that spreads. So that's why they're supposed to long distance travel, teaching. They learn through connecting in with other people. And so as they're teaching, they learn. And they're Sagittarius. My business partner is a Sag. I love her.
That's awesome. There are two questions here. One, Karma asks, I'm afraid of letting something in and having it attached to me. How would I protect myself?
Put up shielding and get assistance with it if you need to.
Basic examples of shielding.
Shielding would be, and it's like a mental state. If you're able to visualize it and able to see it's even better. If not, at least in a mental awareness, where you set up protection around you, on an energetic astral level.
Yeah, I'm still at the basic level. I'm like, okay, put the salt at the windows and the doors, and spray yourself with moon water. Make sure it has that quartz and kosher salt in it, that kind of thing. So I'm basic.
Yeah, cleansing helps. Yeah.
Emily asks, may I ask a quick question about rectifying a natal chart? My birth certificate was lost long ago, and my mother can only remember that I was born around lunchtime. Using the usual noon is a chart that does not describe me. How would you go about rectifying the chart?
Okay, well, I don't know who started this, saying just put the chart at noon. Okay, so there's 30 degrees in each sign, 12 signs. Every minute the time goes by, because everything's always moving. Every minute. So I'm a 9 degrees Aquarian sun. I'm different than Alex, who was a 10 degree Aquarian sun. So every minute it's changing, and it's your rising sign. So you're putting it at noon, and you were born at noon. That's, of course, it's not going to affect you, because it's not your birth chart. That's not when you were born. And having it, you can always call the hospital where you were born, or the county that you were born in, because they do keep records ever since like 1940s, 50s. They always jot down the birth time, and it's always on the first original birth certificate. If not, you just call down to the hospital. And I've had many people do. I mean, I've been doing this for years. Call down to the hospital, go to records, and they can't deny you. They can't tell you no. They have to get off their fucking ass, get off the phone, go down to records, even if the records have been put back in storage, and pull your file, and they can tell you when you were born. Or you can do a birth recertification with astrologer, but it can be very expensive.
Oh,
I do birth time recertification, but it's a long session, very long session.
I would imagine. I remember when Cassandra was trying to get the name and gender change on her birth certificate. So she went down to the courthouse and was able to get that necessary information and pay the fee in order to make that change. So yeah, courthouse, what have you, they will have that.
Yep, the hospital you're born in. Yep, just ask for in records.
Ooh, Emily says, no record exists. Unfortunately, I've tried so hard. Hospital was torn down.
They still have some form of a record, though. What year are we born?
Wait, there is a bit of a delay, so that may be a little bit of time, but maybe courthouse. But yeah, she's very resourceful, so I imagine she would have checked there. That's a good question. 1988.
Okay,
I couldn't remember.
So yeah,
I only remember
they would have been making copies of records. They would have simultaneous different records, because they used to do a lot of writing back then. Around noontime, I can, having, like, knowing that, like, it's around that time, that helps. But if you want to do a birth recertification, you know what? I will give out a free session on live. I'll give it to the lady who was needing to know birth times. We can do a birth time recertification. Basically, what it is, it asks a list of questions, and then those questions are going to be correlated to aspects and placements in the chart that makes up the houses. And answering those questions will be able to plug it in, because you can astrology goes deep. You can astrology goes so deep. It can tell you if you had an aunt that walked with a bad hip or a birthmark. It can tell you your because I do Vedic astrology as well. I do Eastern and Western. Vedic astrology can tell you how many children you're going to have and what sex they are. So you can see all your life from the moment you take your first breath to the last breath is in your chart. Like everything's in there. You even being here on the show watching a broadcast talking about is in your chart. So I'll write down the name, and if you want to, we can do an astrological session. And we can do recertification and get pretty close, if not exact.
That's incredible. Yeah, that's Emily Path. Like you're walking down a path. That's my half sister, and Emily. Melanie is a good friend of mine. She's in my friend list. You can find her there also. Yeah, multitasking, multi-talented. Oh no!
I know, got behind the tower.
Oh, Alex is responding about how to protect yourself. Become invisible to all under heavens.
You need help with shielding. My business partner does shielding. There's other people like Sarah Lynn that has a forms of shielding that works really good, but it's something definitely to learn.
And Melanie and I talked about cleansing the house. Let's see, it was with the sage sticks and how those can be a bit of a pain. And I talked to Melanie about the sweetgrass. What was it you said about sweetgrass?
It's called in spirits.
So how does that happen?
When you burn sweetgrass, yeah, spirits come in. Yeah, especially if there's any close by. Yeah, first time I had somebody burn sweetgrass next to me, I had a little child that kept coming in my ear, talking to me and stuff like that. Like it was like, "Go, time to go." Not my kind of party.
So it doesn't call any particular kind of spirit.
Stuff.
Just what's in your body.
Rituals and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that is just wild.
That goes. Emily's birth. What's her birthday?
Emily, I'm sorry, I don't know. I have a picture of when we first met. I was in college, but it's a very I don't know the full story. So
you're an 88 babies. You're that's the Earth Dragon or Wood Dragon. That's a wood dragon for Chinese zodiac 88s.
So Ebony
you guys
birthday.
are kind of stubborn and hard-headed, like the 87 babies, 89 babies, 84 babies too. No, it's the 85s. That little niche there of those babies. Yeah, you guys are really stubborn and very hard-headed, and
April 19th.
And you guys are glutton for punishment.
April 19th.
You want to learn things your way, and then after a while, then you learn that you have to learn it a different way. Those are late 8 babies.
Yeah, April 19th, 1988.
Ooh, you're born on a 19 too. Oh boy. April 19th. And where were you born?
I want to say Lafayette, Indiana.
Lafayette.
Hi, Bree. Hello. I am terrible at keeping in touch. Everyone can tell you that.
So yes, with shielding, Bree is an expert at the shielding. She's phenomenal. She's also, metaphysical practitioner, Sagittarius, and like I said, health. They all seem to go into the health profession somewhere somehow. So yes, and she would be the one to speak to you about with shielding. She's excellent.
That's awesome. And Alexander says, I used invisibility method based on Chinese Taoist magic and summoning spirits, and none can find me. Emily says, cusp baby. Well, if cusps exist, Lafayette, Indiana.
Yep, they do. I specialize in cusp astrology. So whenever astrologers, there's no cusp. I'm like, okay, but we always have things in between things, right? I mean, it's ridiculous not to think that something can be two energies that come together. I mean, that's how you make babies, right? You're a cusp between your parents.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate when people do that. But yeah, cusp baby.
Kelly Jones says, yes, I'm a cusper also. Cusper, I like that.
I'm dating a cusper. Both my girls are cuspers.
Oh, wow. I don't remember if I am. I don't remember a lot.
Yes, you are. You're after the cusp. You're like right a couple days. I think you just slightly cleared it. So.
Right. All right, we do have just a few minutes. If you like, we can go on longer. I just have to make sure.
What were your other questions that you had for me?
You tend to touch on these things. So, how to protect yourself in your home, we've touched on that. They have their shows up on these various pages. One of them did cover protection of both self and house. I saw that one. And we've touched on ghosts and spirits. So, what are your beliefs in terms of ghosts, spirits, and the afterlife?
Well, the afterlife is a life. It's a before and afterlife of itself. Spirits and ghosts. I have a Virgo stellium in my chart, so Virgos are the skeptics, and I was a skeptic there. Like even though shit would happen, I would see stuff, witness stuff, have premonitions. Like when I was younger, I still was a skeptic. I was like, maybe I just walked by something and maybe have some good gas, or maybe maybe just I just was never sure. I was always on that fine line, and then as things would progress, and then so finally got to the point which thanks to Annette, and that's actually the one that like basically pushed me over to one side of the fence and I wasn't on that line anymore. When I moved into a house that had spirits in it. Spirits do exist, very much so. Ghosts, kind of one of the same, but kind of not. There's kind of different fine lines in there of difference between the two, because a spirit could be something. A spirit could be somebody that, or an energy that has never been in human form, to where a ghost has been in human form. They do exist. I mean, I work in the metaphysical community. I work with psychics. I work with so for me not to believe in it and work in it I'd be such a fucking hypocrite.
That'd be tough.
So,
Yeah.
so they're always around. Just so you know, there's always around. Now there's always around. There's ones that just they pay no mind, no attention to you. Sometimes there's and so lost in, not really lost, but so into their own thing, like they don't even notice you. And then you got the
Mhm.
ones that do, like your guides, and the ones that may be drawn to you, or like you, or just happen to be living where you're living, and but you're never alone. So when you're in the shower, taking shit, they're there. You're never alone when they're always watching. So that should be comforting.
Yeah.
So and just be respectful, and like
Yeah.
your ancestors live through you, and that's an energy, like spiritual spirits and or ghosts that live through you. So and if you
Yeah.
see things, you'll freak out. But yeah, I was a skeptic of that way for years, until finally it was just like, it was to the point to like, okay, come on, no, it's right here in front of your freaking face.
Cassandra is still a skeptic, and she's gone to some of the most haunted places in America. It's only now that she had the
They hide
loss
from
of
her.
yeah, now that she's had the loss of Ashley, there was a situation where close friends of Ashley all experienced just something very unusual at the same time. So they're kind of wondering. I had a neighbor that said, as far as our house is concerned, I mean, I don't feel anything if I have that ability, but she said there's just one old man that wanders around, wanders through the house in the
I can
backyard.
see him. He's
Yeah.
right there. Does he have a
Ah.
hat?
I don't know anything about it. Just says it's an old man, not sure if he lived here before. No trouble at all, just kind of wanders around. So,
Alexander, do you see him? I know Alexander's got to see him. I'm looking right at him. He's right behind you.
that is so cool.
As you're saying
Bree,
that, he was starting to complete through.
oh,
Yeah,
that's good. That means
tall.
probably
There's
wants to be
couple.
noticed.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'll have to do some meditating on that. See if I can.
I'm gonna have to like figure out a screenshot here, because that's a.
And getting through the green screen, that's impressive too. Let's see.
So
Bree
you can see
says
him
Board of
cruising
Health
in.
would have it. So Board of Health might have the birth certificate for. Uh, yeah, so that could help.
Bree, do you see the man standing behind her? I know, Bree. You've got to see him. So I
Uh,
mean, he's got his head tilted. He's
Aw,
looking like this.
Bree says he's tipping his hat at me. Ah, that's so sweet. Ah, Kelly,
He's
uh,
looking.
just wanted to share. My psychiatrist asked, "Do you see the things or people who are not there?" I laughed and said, "No, they are here."
Yeah,
Huh?
usually I can see them if they're into like something like that, but normally I just see the energies of it, or I can sense them. But
Yeah,
just I've been able to sense them since I was a child.
that is cool. I see. That's where I go with the Muggle thing because I'm just oblivious to it. I'm okay. I'm like, okay, if you're here, we're cool. If you're not here, then I don't know. That is really cool. And I could stay a few more minutes if you can. What's the best advice you've given and the best advice you've gotten?
Well, recently the best advice I've gotten was dying is easy, life is hard. The best advice given, I'm a firm believer in the expression of the unique self. I'm a firm believer that you are to be operating independently into who you are, that you express who you are, no matter if it's weird, off, quirky, different, whatever. But just be you. Don't be anybody else. Don't be like Mike. Nobody wants to be like fucking Mike. Nobody wants to be like Mike. Maybe have Mike's money, but nobody wants to be like Mike. Nobody wants to be like Nike. Be you. Like express who you are. Don't be afraid to be who you are. Don't be afraid to, like, if you have no filter and shit just falls out of your mouth, or you're too blunt or you're too honest. Just be you. And again, don't compare yourself or your life to other people. And if there's something that you really want, work for it. And there's no reason to be lazy in this life. There's no reason to be mentally lazy in this life. Like, I'm a firm believer that we are here to fight against that ignorance of not knowing, and that you should always be open to learning, and find something that interests you and dive in deep and just, hone in and get obsessed with it. That's how you learn. Um, do your passions. Like, can't stress this enough. If you're passionate about something, or if you have an artistic skill or a talent, surround your life in that. Base your life, or flourish your life and grow your life from off of that. Don't go do something that you don't like to do for work, or stuck doing things. Live your passions. Like, very much live deep into your passion. It's okay. Pleasure is okay. Because there's going to be pain with it, but that's okay too. But, like, live who you are and incorporate your stuff, like what you're into. Don't be mentally lazy or spiritually lazy, and don't compare yourself to others.
Oh yeah.
And learn to like who you are.
Speaking of the passions and things, let me see. There's this. That is awesome.
I thought you
There's,
might like the Halloweeny ones.
yeah, yeah, I'm gonna show those to Cassandra. She'll love that.
Yes, I'll have to send you the rest of them.
Ah, look at these.
I designed the template of that one
Those are
from
beautiful.
scratch.
And also there are some recipes. So nice. Yeah, multi-talented, many things to do. Bree says, with the old man of the house, think kind of bluegrass old man, invest with tie and guitar.
Yep.
Huh, that is so cool. Ah, so if someone is not born with the ability to sense these things, can they be developed through
I think
dream or
so.
meditation?
Meditation and through training and education.
Hmm.
There are some psychics, not just psychics, mystics, practitioners, have a way, have a really, and Bree, we're talking about Alexis too, have a way of pulling you into their world, because we're all in our own little bubble world. But sometimes a person knows how to take you and to pull you. Like, I've been able to do that, pull somebody into end world, and have them watch the synchronicities just pop off around. Just pull it,
Yes.
just slightly alter their perception and their awareness and their attention into your own, and television, and like that helps with people too. That also will, like, jumpstart and spark off something in somebody who may feel like they are, not gifted there. But it's a matter of recognizing it and nurturing it, and but you also have to be able to recognize it, know what it is. That's why people like Brie, who can basically scan you out and be like, okay, here it is, and then either it resonates with you or don't, or interests you or don't. But if it does and you explore it,
Oh, yeah.
and most of the time when you explore it, it's what it is, because a lot of times we can see you, we see your shit. Like,
I thought,
we see all, yeah, like,
yeah,
even like with witches, and like what it's just like, it's right there. You just sense it
yeah.
out.
I think Cassandra can come see me when she wants to say goodbye. So let's keep going. But only if you have the time. Do you have 2 more minutes?
Yes, I do. Oh,
Awesome.
404. Yeah.
Should have known. Ah, shoot. What was, and now I totally forgot what I was going to say with the thing and the spirits and understanding, discernment, and learning. I totally actually forgot on that one. Son of a gun.
All that.
Bree says 100% reading these. Yes, technology. So with technology being as advanced as it is, I'm learning so much about, and again, I use the term loosely, kitchen witch and empathy and that sort of thing. I see the YouTube videos, pick a set of cards and it'll answer your question, and maybe not. There's so much you can learn through discernment, but is technology is also used as a distraction. We use it as escapism to not live our lives. So, which is it? What is the best approach for tech? Ah, she froze. There is frozen.
I just
Ah,
Oh, there. Okay,
there
there
you
I
are.
am. my the Wi-Fi is off. They're probably working on something.
We can see you
Find a
clearly
way to
now.
incorporate
Yay!
both. And
Mhm.
if you it still hasn't restarted yet. So if you're I keep going in now. If you're more towards like electronics, like I love electronics. A lot of people are just big in electronics, like using them, learning them. That's good. If you're not, find a balance. Even if the balance is like what a little bit more than the other, but we're coming into a time right now where we've been in that time where technology and all that's it's important. We use it. It's so incorporated and embedded into our life that we would not know what to do without it. So
True.
it's just having a practice of both. Like sometimes you just got to put the phone down, step away from the computer, and just not interact. And I try to do that too because it allows your bodies and your energy to reset. But I think both are very important. Things that are organic and natural that are not electronics, and then electronics as well, because you can't do shit without them. We're in that age, and there's no turning back, and they're just going to keep advancing. We're just going to get more embedded into it, so might as well get comfortable.
Nice. So yeah, find the blessings in that. Find what you want to learn,
Because
and
they're not
you have it
bad.
at your
Because you can incorporate electronics, because they are incorporating electronics into spirituality and occult things. You've got spirit boxes and everything is going. It's just electronic.
hmm I'm watching some videos about the dark web, but I'm not even going to start. No, that's
Oh,
something else
dark web's
entirely.
horrible.
Yeah. All right. So
Next
most of
question.
you, I was going to say, I'm out of those questions. So most of you know her. Anyone who doesn't, she's right online. You can go through the various pages. If you forget what all they were, because holy crap, you can go to her page. What would be the main jumping off page?
Let me, I can share. Let me. Oh wait. Oh no, I was gonna, let me share. I forgot that the internet hasn't jumped back, started right back on. I can always share in the comments. I guess I can always share in the comments when we're done. Mystical ink vibrations, and then tantalizing tarot, spiritually inclined, um, and Waterbury Inks Age of Aquarius, which is linked to my Akashic astrology. Also to mystical illuminations, and if you want to book, booking session with me. That's like not through. Well, I had given a session away. Clear Consulting, so you can always go on there and read through the blogs, get some really cool stuff on there, and some other really good readers. Have a YouTube channel, Aquarian Essence. I'm all over the place.
Yeah,
I'm everywhere. I've got like 5 websites. I'm everywhere. So appreciate you
Aquarian
probably. So
Essence.
I'm
Okay,
here, but I'm not. Yeah.
I got you. I
I was
caught
supposed to be
Mystical
Schrodinger's
Ink.
cat.
Yeah, Mystical Ink Vibrations, Aquarian Essence, and let's go for one more.
Tantalizing Tarot is my other page.
I got you. Realizing. Oh, my spelling.
And Beginner's Tarot.
Gotcha.
You know,
Clear Sight
and
Consulting.
if I wanted to, I don't know if you had any more questions, but I can pull a card for somebody with like a card, since I've been sitting here warming them all up.
Oh, that's fantastic. It does give me a chance to say goodbye to her. So yeah, you could do some cards. Wow, that'd be a wonderful spin. I would say, is she still here? I don't know if she's still here.
Yep.
Emily.
Oh,
Emily.
yep.
Uh,
I'm here.
oh no, you're good. We can actually see you now. You were so pixelated with your connection
Yeah,
before.
the internet.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Would anyone? Emily, still there? Yes. Emily, would you
Yep,
like a
yep.
card?
And Katie, you're gonna have a video reading coming to you here soon too. So yes, you are due for one.
That's awesome.
We need the card. Okay.
Bree said, nope. Oh, wait a minute. Bree said, I need a card desperately. Nope. I don't know what that. Emily said, yes, please. Go for it.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pull.
I'll be back.
Let's try to play all over the place. Let's see here. Okay, I'm just gonna. They're just in order. I'm gonna Katie, Bree, and Emily. So, all right. So let me see. Get so that down so I can see. There we go. So I've got my soft tarot. I love it. Love them. Nice little size. They're worn. I use them a lot. And all right. So I said Katie first. And something is telling me to grab these for Katie, so I will listen. Abundance. See, check out. I want to check out this card, like the. See how that antique look to them. So abundance. So you've got that coming in, and you've been doing a lot. You've been working a lot, so there's is reward in that. So. All right. So we've got the Knight of Discs. So, oh, this has some male energy on it. It has a younger male energy on it, and earthy. Just I don't know if it's somebody that's new or somebody that's maybe already came in or not. I'm not for sure, but it does have no energy on it. But what I'm getting, and then followed by that was the Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands is about grounding yourself and aligning things into more of like things that you're passionate about, like basically taking a check notice of everything, like a check off, like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm not doing that, I'm doing this, okay, I'm not doing that, and then being proactively in it, basically, just learn to flow with it and understanding what it is first. And then I got the Eight of Swords reverse, which is not bad. I like that it was reversed, but it's paying attention to your mental state, like being aware of like thought processes, no negative self-talk, because you could slide yourself into a Nine of Swords, but just be aware of that, and you want to keep your communication positive, you want to keep it good, okay, I believe you have a Capricorn moon, so yeah, the Capricorn energy, it could be like, oh, it could just get heavy, and sometimes it's just, but this is really good though, but definitely ground and surround yourself in things that you're passionate about, and also too, and if this is somebody new, like the male person coming in, don't be so quick to be judgmental. Don't go off like negative maybe viewpoints, or maybe something that comes in and you think something, like give them a chance, and remember there's abundance in there coming in for you. So, and what do I say? Oh, Bree's next. Oh, compassion. The universe got jokes, right? No, I'm just kidding. Compassion, just taking a moment and reflecting in that compassion, like where you could apply compassion, because that's for you. It's actually to help you. So if there's somebody you need to have that show that compassion, or to remember, or be in reminders of that compassion, to have that compassion with the person, that's energy that's connected with you as well. So and also to have that self-compassion as well. So I'm going to shuffle one more time here. The Priestess reverse. You're not going. You need to pay attention more to your intuition, to your own inner guidance, to your own inner voice, and all that. Like, you need to really, really get strongly reconnected, and because your intuition is powerful and very strong, and basically it's that muscle that you need to start working more again. You start doing some deadlifting and some weight working with it, but yeah, you need to trust in with your intuition more and rely on it, because it's always going to be there for you. You got the Star card, which is a card for Aquarius, so intuition and keep moving forward. This is the card moving forward, because your wishes and dreams will come true, but you got to move forward. You can't stay stuck. You can't leave yourself with just one, but you got to keep pushing forward, to be able to reach and attain, because it's going to meet you halfway, and it's already pretty much almost halfway point. It's waiting for you to come in on the other side. And then we've got the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is, don't go for the emotional negative things, you don't necessarily have to be in the positive either. Like, you don't have to be like that overly optimistic, but just remember there's always different ways something can go. And when it comes to like matters of the heart, comes to matters of the feelings and emotions, is kind of like finding center ground. But you can't focus on the negative, and you can't assume the negative. And it's the thing, you can't always assume the negative of things. You have to find a balance, and even though that negative's already there, you need to start playing in the opposite. So then that way everything manifests as more equally aligned. But this is like not giving up hope, and also understanding that there's the two sides. You can't always stay in the negative. You got to pull more positive stuff, good shit. See the good shit, emotionally, like recognize it and feel it, bring it in, because it's there waiting. And then we got the universe card. So there's some things that you're still completing. It's like reverse. So there's still some things that are non-completion just yet, but they will come into a completion. But you need to balance out those emotions and think the emotional thinking and feelings, and that the star card's waiting for you on the other end. So that's for Brave. And then we got Emily next. All right, Emily, born on a 19. Interesting. Let me put them here too.
She loves to tease the audience.
Reflection. A lot of do some reflection. Take it like hard, long, deep. Go look, even do it in the mirror and look and reflect. And we're in a retrograde right now. We have Jupiter getting ready to go retrograde. We have Saturn retrograde and Mercury's retrograde. So reflection is always good. Reflection and like review, re-announce, reorder, rearrange, rewrite, rethink, everything like the reread. Just so reflection. So reflection into a lot of things and see what comes back at you that you reflect into. That's trying to get your attention. And then I pulled the Hermit card. Actually, I pulled the Hermit card reverse. So the Hermit card reverse, you can get your ass out there, get more. You know, get connected in more. Not be so withdrawal within yourself. You need to be more reaching out to others and not spending too much that time alone going within. It's time to come out. So then when it's time to go back in, you can bring all that in with you and figure out what's resonating, what doesn't, what stays, what goes. But you definitely need to be out mingling and connecting with other people. And then I pulled the Five of Wands reverse, which is good. It's showing that there's some hard times, some hard battles there. Not only with just other people, but within yourself, the fires within yourself. And I know Aries has been getting their asses kicked by that Chiron. Chiron's in Aries right now, kicking Aries' asses. So right now, Chiron and Aries, that's like healer, kill thyself. It's reconnecting in with your I am, because Aries is the I am of the zodiac. Libra is the I balance. Aquarius is the I know, because we know, right, Alex? We always know. And Capricorn's the I use, and Leo is the I desire, and Gemini is the I communicate. So with this, you need to reignite those fires within, and learn what that reflection, what your I am is, and really it's coming to pass. And then I pulled the Star card, which is a card for Aquarius, for hopes and wishes. So this is about illuminating in what you want in life, going after it. So that's why you have to do the reflection and reigniting that fire, so then you can go after your rewards of what you want.
Those are awesome. Those are beautiful cards. How many decks do you have?
I have a crate full right here, and I got a desk over there full of them.
Wow. I only have maybe 6 decks. I just never use them. I need to get around to that. I forget, did you say you could sleep on tarot cards? That helps
No,
or
well,
no?
when people put them on their pillows and sleep on me, I pass out doing work and fall asleep on top of them, which you're not supposed to do. But they'd be all spread out. Like, you can put them like in a pillowcase, or put them in a little stash like this. And some people like to put them in their under their pillow and sleep with them. I mean, I don't. They're right next to my bed anyways.
Now I'm doing that with the obsidian. I have all these little obsidians, so I have one under my pillow. I don't know if that's any
And I
good.
always that one kind of got down. I got this. Oh God, right on the nipple. I always keep one in my bra. And I keep my wallet, my purse, car, everywhere. Blue tiger eye.
Ah, gorgeous. Raymond Cosano said 5 would do if you're available.
5 would do.
Yeah. He's saying, I need a few of those. What are we talking about? Cards, Raymond? Is that what it is? And Emily says, awesome. Thank you. Very helpful. And Alexander is telling metaphysical jokes. We got dragons and zombies. So, Raymond, you're saying you would like some cards? Zan, over analytical. Always want to double check.
So We got the Princess of Swords reverse. Are you in kind of a conflict, bickering with somebody? Maybe a female, younger, or something there, or maybe there's just some communications issues going on there, possibly. And then I got the Eight of Discs followed by the Ace of Wands.
Whoops.
Getting something initiated and started. With the Eight of Discs, though, something that it could become something like it could be something that's financially benefit, or there's some type of form of a earthly benefit into it. But you're supposed to be sparking into something new. You can start on something new. And
Strategic crystals on the pillow, depending upon the need. Yeah.
kindred spirits. Ooh, maybe that's who that Princess of Swords. She's a kindred spirit, and you guys are just kind of hindering apart. But yeah, kindred spirits. So maybe you need to connect in with people that you have kindred spirits with. Maybe they help with that jumpstarting of something new. Something you're supposed to be just being in something new. But yeah, connecting with the people that you have that bond with. They're there for a reason.
Nice. Let's see. Annette Donnelly's talking about trading out crystals under the pillow depending upon need. I go with whatever crystals I have an abundance of. I've got the obsidian and I've got regular tiger eye. I found out I have 2 amethyst and I need to get more quartz.
So do I. Like big time. Couple cards.
I looked on eBay, but I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, I need more quartz too. Like smoky quartz as well.
Yeah. And we were talking about different waters. So yeah, there's moon water, sun water, storm water. Holy yeah, I've got so much to learn. But I think that's good. Let me see. Oh, Emily asks, what? Wow, that detail. What is that?
It's a jasper.
Oh, gorgeous. Look at
I
that.
got this from Annette. I can't remember what it is, but yeah.
Oh yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I saw on some of the shows you were doing the unpackaging. That was cool.
My Black Mirror.
Yeah, all about that and that special layout that you have. Emily asks what your favorite crystal is.
My most favorite crystal is I love jade. I really would love to have a white jade. I like well everybody has a crystal that aligns to them. That's like basically like your whole you crystal, like that one crystal. And I wanted it to be cornelian, but cornelian said no, didn't want to do with me. I found out that rose quartz is actually my crystal, is like my actual like basically be like a birthstone, but it's your your crystal. I like oh I like black. I don't God. I don't know. I like black obsidian. I love the pink. I like the raspberry quartz. I like oh, I don't know. I don't have. It's hard for me to narrow it down. I like diamonds. Yeah,
I don't even care about diamonds so long as it's shiny.
I like diamonds.
Oh yeah. So long as it's shiny, I'm good.
Emeralds. I love emeralds. I love rubies. Opals. I love opals and pearls. Diamonds.
I know. Now I'm stuck on Diamonds and Pearls by Prince. You did that on purpose. Maybe. Yeah, Raymond says, yeah, Next doesn't want to be one anymore, LOL. And yeah, so I think you nailed that one. Annette says, fluorite is good for dreaming. I put Florida water under my bed to absorb negative energies.
Yep, done that too.
Huh. And Annette says, the blue crystal is celestite.
Okay. I also got this from Annette as well. I love it. Have it on my tarot card altar.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome. I think my favorite is an amethyst, nice, decent sized amethyst that I got from, yeah, that I got from a therapist I was seeing when I was a teenager. So I've had it since I was a teenager. And actually, I think that would help me with the whole borderline thing because she said, you're close, but you don't have enough symptoms. Like, it's an ambition, right? So maybe I need to use that. Anyway, that's cool. All right, we have a lull here. I think this may be a good time because you have so much to do, and I live in Indiana. That's about it. Uh, Annette says agate. Is it agate or agate?
Agate, agate,
Agate moon. Yeah, that's awesome.
agate.
Uh, Thank you, everyone, for coming today. Thank you, Melanie. So much information,
It
and
was
she
great.
could go
Thank
for
you.
days. Yes, she could. And what is my usual line? Be good to yourselves and each other, and when all else fails, take a nap or have some chocolate.
Yeah, or get some good dick. Sorry. Sorry.
Or
And the
whatever
full
your
card,
preference.
and I pulled the full card, so everybody, full, new journeys, new beginnings. Coming out of the new moon, coming out of an eclipse. It's sometime almost here. So be the fool, and start a new journey, something new, new path,
Yeah, like all my
new way of
crafts.
thinking,
It's awesome.
new
Thank you.
businesses.
Ooh,
All right, thanks everybody.
bye bye.